Where do we start? That's utter heartbreak. Welcome back to LOI Fan TV. I'm joined tonight by Griff and Socko following a fantastic Irish performance, one we can be very, very proud of, but it's absolute heartbreak with the final scoreline. I don't know who wants to start, who wants to jump in, but the final score was, of course, Portugal 2, Ireland 1, and I don't know who wants to kick us off, but I don't really know what to say. Like,
the best Irish performance I've seen in years. Like Gavin Bazunu to start with. Like, you think Ronaldo's twice his age.
Yeah.
And there he goes, 15 minutes in, steps up, saves his penalty. We'll come on to all that shite after. The three centre backs, absolutely heroic defending. Coleman on the right, Doherty on the left, superb. It's the best match I've seen from Doherty in an Ireland shirt in a long time. Made one or two errors, but that's going to happen. The midfield was Cullen Hendrick, McGrath. As a flat three, I kind of thought McGrath kind of got forward a little bit, but I thought McGrath playing the 10, but they kind of looked at 3 to me across. And then Connolly could have had a better game, was unlucky once or twice, took 1 or 2 bad decisions, but gave 100%. And Adam Ida, best performance from an Irish striker I've seen in years. Didn't create many chances, but his hold-up play, his touches, Ruben Diaz was marking him, Pepe was marking him, and he fucking bossed them all over the pitch. I've never felt so sick. Like, I looked at the clock, 85 minutes, and I said, "Oh my god!" Of course,
I had 5 on Ireland to win at 20-1 as well. Fucking the least you're concerned.
That's the important part.
They get the equaliser, fair enough. Like, a super header. I think McLean committed too much, and your man just skipped by him, crossed it in. But like, the referee played 1 minute extra in the first half, and he played 30 seconds extra. Hendrick cleared the ball bang on the 5th minute, and he played an extra 30 seconds. And you can argue about that, but absolutely gutted. But I think this performance hopefully will galvanise the Irish supporters and really, really get behind them for Saturday and Tuesday, because if we're that close to beating Portugal at home, I think it's going to do the team and Stephen Kenny the world of good. They'll be absolutely gutted tonight, but tomorrow morning they'll be like, Jesus, something's starting to happen here, you know?
Griff?
Yeah, as Socko said, I think that was the best performance I've seen. I'd say, like, going back 3 years now at least. Like, excellent, really, all over the field. Thought we were so unlucky. Like, every single player, like, kind of stood up and, stood up to the mark, really, even though there was a few players who had, especially Aaron Connolly, like, I mean, he did have a great game. Like, he had a few chances as well, which he could have done. However, like, you can't knock him for the work rate. And I like the way that, him and Ida linking up in the first half, seriously, like, splitting the defenders. I mean, as you said, Adam Ida, that was the best. He was Didzy-esque. Like I said, better than Didzy. It was the way he held up the ball, like, spun off. Like I was saying, like, I was watching with my brother, like, and the goal kicks, like, he'd be backing into Diaz. He'd take it down on his chest. His first touch was just so good. Even against Ruben Diaz, he was, like, one of the best centre-backs in the world, like, like, all these players, like, early 20s, I think half of them have, like, under 10 caps,
15 of the 25 have under 10 caps.
Do you know what I mean? Like, so this is the start, like, of the squad, I think. And I hope, like, there's obviously a lot of doubters to Stephen Kenny and, get him out. But, like, hopefully this is the start of people getting on board and saying, listen, we can actually do something with this team going forward in future. We can build towards something. As for the result, listen, it's Ronaldo. I mean, he knew he was going to pop up with something somewhere if it was going to be anyone. the guy's the highest international goal scorer for a reason, and that referee was a disgrace. Like, I mean, come on, the guy's going up to Ronaldo at the end and being like, "Oh, sorry, Cristiano, I have to book you," like being good mates to him. Like, just pissed me off. Like, it seemed like every decision was going their way, really. Like, so
no, absolutely.
I don't know. Listen, it is what it is.
We'll go back to the first half, just briefly for a start. 10 minutes in or so, I think it was, when it was kind of poor from us, to be fair, from the goal kick. I think we tried to play it short, and I think it was a little bit sloppy. We lost the ball, but for me, that wasn't a penalty. I thought Jeff Hendrick, put the tackle in. I thought he got the ball there.
He got the ball
cleanly. Yeah, I didn't think that was a penalty at all.
Get the ball first, like a fraction of a second before Bruno put his foot on top of the ball. I think, I can't remember now, I think like it was minimal contact after he touched the ball first. Goes out then, but why wasn't Ronaldo's slap on O'Shea checked?
Yeah.
Why wasn't it checked? Any Premier League, any other situation, that's checked straight away. Literally just slaps him in the face and not even checked. I can't believe it.
Is this Ronaldo as a card? Live from Faro, Portugal. Live from Faro, Portugal. Ronaldo as a card. How are you, Val? Thoughts on the game, Val?
Lads.
How are you, Val?
I can't hear Val. If you can hear me.
Hey, Val, just wait.
Thoughts on the game,
To a million people right now.
That's going well anyway.
Thoughts on the game, lads? Rob.
What'd you say?
Thoughts on the game?
Thoughts on the game.
Yeah, we were robbed a bit, really. It wasn't, well, we played fucking brilliant, though, like, do you know what I mean? It's good, great performance. At least fucking something promising, like, something to actually be excited about, like, going into Saturday. But, yeah, it's just sickening to take, like, we were in an Irish bar and it's just like the atmosphere was crap. There's no one there, so we went next door and a load of Portuguese fans here, and like yeah, it was just the worst was ever. Like Ronaldo scored, they all jumping up doing the "soo," you know. So nice to watch. Like,
oh, fucking terrible.
That's it.
So tough to take.
What do you think of the match? I thought we were really unlucky, lads. We played great, I think. Matt Doherty was man of the match. Ida was brilliant up front. Coleman was brilliant.
The keeper.
I feel so sorry for the team of Stephen Kenny. I'm not getting a break. What are you looking at?
No, wholeheartedly agree. Yeah, I think tonight could be the night we look back on, and say this was the start of Stephen Kenny becoming the most successful manager in Irish history. This is the night. This is the start. This is the starting point right here, right now.
That's where I'm going to check out, right? Have a good one.
Fair play.
It's live from Faro. Faro, isn't it?
I wrote yesterday that if Ireland come out of Portugal with a good performance, relatively unscathed, and if we put in two good performances, people saying we need 2 wins, qualification is pretty much non-existent at this stage, in my opinion. All I'm looking for is just 2 really good performances. Jesus Christ, if we play half as well tonight against Azerbaijan, I think we'll do okay. This could be a turning point for this Irish side. 25,000 fans in on Saturday and on Tuesday. The first home crowd Stephen Kenny and this Irish team will have in the last 18 months. This could be a turning point for this squad. Could be an upturn in fortunes. I really, really hope it is, because his post-match press conference there, Soccer was a cod. Don't blame him. He ran off with his wife, a young one. I caught a bit of his post-match presser there before he was cut off by RTE. They only played like 30 seconds, Stephen Kenny, and they just started talking about Ronaldo again. Like, anyway, he was absolutely gutted for the players, obviously gutted himself, but he said can't dwell on it, need to push on. And I really sincerely hope that the country gets behind this team on Saturday and Tuesday.
No, absolutely. Just to revisit a couple of the big moments in the game. Obviously, John Egan's header from the corner was fantastic. Great ball from Jamie McGrath, and it was a fantastic header from John Egan. And I thought John Egan was very brave all night. Really, really good performance from him. And the whole, as you said, the whole back five was fantastic. It has to be said. Even Amaba Madile coming on, really tough game to be thrown on into. Obviously, replacing Darragh O'Shea. I actually thought Darragh O'Shea's. I thought it was like an ankle break nearly when I first saw the replay. Yeah. It looked really, really bad, but thankfully he looks okay. Hopefully he might be in contention for the weekend, but maybe it might be best to play it safe. But Madile, 19 years old, Bazunu, 19 years old, all these players coming in and they have to deal with Ronaldo, Jota, Bernardo Silva. It really is promising.
Yeah, exactly, and it will stand to them in future. Like that's something I can experience. That even though they lost, like they're going to take on back to their clubs and build from it 100%. Like I mean, if you're marking Ronaldo, and to be fair, like even Adam Aida playing up front, like playing with like Ruben Diaz and Pepe and like doing very, very well, holding his own, if not bossing them for periods of the game. Like serious confidence. Like
you'd have to think Norwich will look at that and say like this guy's ready for Premier League nearly. You'd like because they've kind of been reluctant to throw him on or give him that chance, but you'd think he's more than ready. You'd feel
exactly. He needs the minutes. Like that's just the matter of his club. So yeah, listen, there's a lot of positives it takes. And before the game, like I mean, it's just the manner in which the game was lost, and it's the fact that we held on so late and would have been like one of the biggest victories, like probably as like I think the lads in commentary said, like if the biggest away victory in the World Cup qualifiers for us ever, if we had held on really, like it's just a matter of which we lost. But honestly, when Ronaldo was stepping up to take that penalty, my first thought was, Jesus, this goes in, like this could be a fucking massacre. You know what I mean? Like because like the everything starts, like the dominoes start falling at that point. So listen, 2-1, it's so hard to take, it's devastating, but listen, we have so much positives to take from it, so it would be positive.
No, absolutely. In the second half then of course there was a couple of opportunities. I think Aaron Connolly went down with a push in the back twice in the box. Were either of those penalties for you? It might have been a little bit harshly given, but considering that penalty on Fernandez was given, they were similar-ish.
They could have had more of a look.
I think it was the first time Connolly went down. It's a little bit frustrating every time he kind of gets the ball, takes someone down. More often than not, he just goes down, and just from a supporter point of view, it's really frustrating. I don't know if you had Collins there or Parrott there, would they actually like take a chance or finish? I can't remember if it was the first half or the second half. There's a great chance he went down the left wing. First half, tried to chip it over the keeper, where the better option was probably to square it. We've seen that once or twice from him last year. His first time he went down was not a penalty. The second one, I thought, could have been. Egan headed it down. Oh, he was 6 yards. He was 6 yards in front of goal. I think he placed it over. But he was under huge pressure.
He had to get on target at least, though. Like it was a poor finish. Like
it's a great header now by Egan. Such a good header. I don't know why he was there now. But.
Yeah. I thought he found it tough once or twice, but acquitted himself well. Will Parrott come in from on Saturday? Who knows? I think Collins come on for the last 5 minutes and put himself about. Like Malumbi came on then, but as you were saying earlier, like 19 Omar Bamadile, Bazunu, McGrath with his first competitive cap, Malumbi coming off the bench, Aiden Connolly up top. Like it's all these players at the right age, and it's really, really exciting, to be honest.
For sure. Absolutely. And just thinking back to it, obviously you're saying about Aaron Connolly, like on the ball he's not fantastic, and there's a couple of shots, like I remember when the first half kind of ballooned it over the bar and stuff, but what he does offer you is the pace to get into those positions. Like I don't, maybe James Collins wouldn't get into those positions, Troy Parrott wouldn't be as gifted with pace as Connolly either, but the thing is with Troy Parrott is you probably fancy him to maybe take the chance that Connolly would have got possibly, which is, it's kind of a hard one to call, because you can see why Connolly was selected, because they're going to be on the counter attack. His pace did cause problems on the break, so you can see it was a justified the selection, but it is a case of, it's another one with him as well. He's playing second fiddle at his club. He's not getting the minutes. Ida as well, they're not going to be sharp for strikers need to be playing week in week out, and neither of them are, which isn't ideal at all. So the sooner they can both try, and whether they can break into Brighton or Norwich's sides kind of remains to be seen, but you'd like to see, even if it was at championship level, you'd prefer to see them playing week in week out.
Yeah, 100%. Especially Aaron Connolly, like he's kind of a player where, because he's like relies so much on pace and stuff, you kind of want him to get those minutes in the legs. Like you look bollocks after 60 minutes, Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird one. Like I probably would give Troy to start on Saturday. Give us something new, something fresh. Also against Azerbaijan, like hopefully, don't want to get ahead of ourselves now again, but like hopefully we should be winning. Like, do you know what I mean? Like that's the thing. We don't want to be like too. Oh, we are so good tonight. Like we'll walk Azerbaijan. Like you have to take every single game as it comes. Like even though we played very well tonight, you need to build on it. Do you know what I mean? So
Portugal only beat Azerbaijan 1-0 in March.
But look at it this way as well in terms of just you don't want to be too negative obviously tonight, but just to play devil's advocate nearly, like we put in a really positive performance away in Serbia, just kind of lost 3-2, and then later in the week we go and lose at home to Luxembourg with a terrible performance. It's just a case of maybe a change of formation, maybe not going with that 5 at the back on Saturday, but it's obviously going to be difficult because it's hard to change things up after a really good performance. But is the 5 at the back negative against Azerbaijan? Probably is, realistically. And when we're asked to be the side on the front foot, we do find it difficult to be that side. And kind of playing against bigger teams nearly suits us in terms of have our shape, have our structure, and hit them on the break. Yeah. Azerbaijan will come and they'll sit men behind the ball. It'll be tough to break them down. So it's going to be a tough. You can't take a win for granted there at all. It's going to be a tough game. And yeah, it's hard to know. Like just playing devil's advocate, like looking at the Luxembourg game, like that needs to be a big improvement from that.
100% goes without saying. I think it'll be a totally different game on Saturday. As you said, we'll enjoy much more possession. We'll have way more time on the ball and 30-40 yards out from goal. McGrath has the ball. Do we have that key to unlock the door if they're playing a tight defense, no space between their defenders and their midfielders? I do think he'll stick with the 3 centre backs and the wing backs because I think he's only played a different formation once, if not twice, in his 13 games so far. So when he's had 3 days with the squad, and he'll have 3 more days, 2 before Saturday, I think he has the way we're going to set up, and I'd be surprised if he changes.
Do you think we need to learn from that Luxembourg game though? Because we went into that Serbia game with the 5 at the back. Just asking the question, you might be right, but the same with the 5 at the back, we played against Serbia, and then we kept that same formation for Luxembourg. Is that a case of something he might learn from and then change it for the Azerbaijan game because we're going to be on the front foot? Maybe go with a 4-2-3-1 because he has opted for that previously as well. Maybe it's a tough one to know. It is really tough.
Yeah, there's good arguments for both. Like what I said there makes sense. He's only changed, I think, twice in 13 games. What you said there makes sense. It didn't work at all versus Luxembourg. I do like our attacking threat, and maybe it's just after watching us tonight, but Portugal are very vulnerable out wide. I think Germany got all their 4 goals out wide.
Yeah, the wing backs are
crashing with Euros. Yeah, I think Cohen impressed me on the ball so much. Matt Doherty has had his best game in a long time. Will that be as effective versus Azerbaijan? Who knows? But one thing's for sure, we need that 1 or 2 players that will just unlock the door, because so many times against Luxembourg, we didn't break on the counter, but we flooded men forward. They stay tight, and you're there just passing the ball around, and there's no creativity, there's no impetus, there's no spark to get things going. So, yeah, it's hard to say.
Yeah. So just looking at a few comments here. Someone said Josh Cullen for me was man of the match, bar Gav. Who was your man of the match tonight, lads?
I'd probably say Doherty, Ida, or Bazuna. 1-3. But if I was pushed, I'd say Ida. If I was pushed, just because his hold-up play was so good, and seeing as the defenders that were on him, Pepe, they're just so experienced, and Ruben Diaz is just a monster, so I said him Ida.
Doherty's a good shout. Any of the back 5 is a good shout, plus the goalkeeper.
I think Egan got at North Sea, didn't he?
Yeah, I'd be inclined to. It's funny, Tony, I don't know who said you're the Carlsberg man of the match. I'd probably go with Egan as well. Like his best performance, like I've said with a lot of players, in an Irish shirt in a long time. Duffy as well looked back to his best, 100%.
Yeah, no, definitely.
He must have headed it out like 15 times in that game.
Yeah, it's in the back five as well. He just does so much better. Like,
yeah, I think so too. I'll probably go with Egan, but you could give it to any of the back five, to be honest.
Absolutely, or back six, including the keeper, because Gav with the penalty save, the two headers where it's like. Yeah, like it's Ronaldo. He's a clutch performer. Like he comes
back across the goalkeeper as well. Like
there was a moment in the first half. I can't remember who took the shot, but he saved because he half spilled it. It was rolling toward the goal, and he collected it so quickly. There was 3 shots you'd expect him to save, but with that pressure on you, 1-0 up versus Portugal, he looked like a player who has 300 club appearances, like 60 or 70 international appearances. Like he looks the business, and all his back line, you can see how confident they are in him. He comes collect crosses. He's not afraid.
They pass back to him a lot as well. Like he's good with his feet. Like
they trust him. He made a good save versus Ronaldo. I know he was off in the end, but he got down low, saved with his feet. I loved just before the penalty save, he was in Ronaldo's face. He was doing all this.
Yeah,
he looks the business.
Confident, like crazy to think. Like 2 years ago, playing for Shamrock Rovers, now he's saving penalties for Ronaldo. Like, it's crazy. Like
the thing is as well, when he stood up for the penalty, like I was kind of like in my head, like obviously you do think it's going to go in, but I was just thinking he actually has a decent chance because I can remember like his debut for Shamrock Rovers when he was like 15, he saved the penalty, didn't he? Like he just
Cork away, I think.
In pressure, he just nothing seems to phase him. Like he's just so cool headed. And what I loved as well, it's a quick note, it's just like it seems like him and Coleman, like Coleman has a proper like arm around the shoulder, like even when they're doing the national anthem, he's like patting him on the back, and before he took the penalty, Coleman's going up and like saying shit to him, like Coleman's just the best leader ever. Like
I think they met in London before they flew out for the Serbia game last March, and it was Bazuna's first call up, and there's a great video of them in the hotel. Coleman goes up to Gavin, and he's like that, and they're chatting for like 5 minutes, and Coleman was saying that on the presser yesterday. He said there's a great mix of youth and experience in the squad, and Coleman was saying, I was a youth player, obviously, like I was a young lad when I came into the squad first, and the senior players looked after me, so it's up to all the senior players now to really look after. And there's a brilliant, reminds me, obviously it's hard after a gut and loss like this, but it reminds me a lot of the Chelsea boys. You can see it on the pitch straight away, like they're so committed to each other. They play for each other, and so
give over.
Same with Arsenal actually. Yeah,
same with Arsenal. Yeah. He's just jealous.
My fucking Arsenal.
But no, I was thinking like Seamus Coleman actually was one that has to be given a mention for man of the match as well, because even in his first half, like he gave such an attacking threat, and even when Idol holding up the ball, he'd be bombing on second half. The energy he gives us down that right hand side was something else, and it just even thinking about it, like he's been in the Premier League with Everton for 10 years. He's been so consistent the whole time. He really is such a class act, and he's such a good captain and leader. Very lucky to have him, and I'm kind of glad that, because I was doing the my starting lineup prediction video, and I was saying that I wouldn't play him right at the 3 because I thought he might go with Doherty wing back and then Coleman right at the 3 centre backs. But I was kind of glad because what he gives you going forward is so much that he'd be kind of restricted. He would be restricted if he was part of the back 3. So it's nice to get Doherty in on the left. I didn't expect that. It was nice to get him on the left. And Doherty played very well. To be fair to him as well.
Best game in Ireland, sure. To be honest.
Yeah, no, definitely. So just getting a look at a few of the comments in. So as I'm going to say, this is basically some of us LOI fans and some Irish fans who trust the process will back Kenny, but even tonight I've seen some people call for Kenny's head. Like, seriously. It's crazy, isn't it? Calling for his head after that.
I mean, look at, like, on paper though, like, look at the fucking teams compared. Like we're bringing on like James McLean, like he's playing for League One for Wigan, and I'm not just and they're bringing on like fucking all sorts, like Rafael Silva and all these players.
If lads are saying that tonight, they didn't watch the game.
No,
clearly.
They're all putting their bodies on the line for Kenny. Like they're all throwing themselves in front of the ball and everything. Like they couldn't have done more to secure results tonight. And it's just world class. Ronaldo's world class. He's one of the best players of all time. it's going to be. He came in clutch. Like, it can't be helped really, to be honest. Sometimes, apparently, Darragh O'Shea's injury looks something similar to Harry Maguire, and he'll be out for the rest of the games. It's looking like, which is a shame because he was good for the 40 minutes. I think it was 40 minutes. I think he's on for tonight.
My first thought, like, I was like, oh, he's broken his ankle, because when you see in the replay, so anything that isn't as serious as that is a plus, in my opinion.
For the half an hour he was on, 10 out of 10, didn't put a foot wrong, like, you know.
Yeah, very solid.
Actually, but yeah, when we went, was it 2 and then I thought, when we went 1-1, McLean had a good chance, he got in.
Yeah.
And I don't think it wasn't similar to Kane and Sterling, because there wasn't a clear option in the box at the time. It was a bad touch.
They were well marked. Yeah, like the shot.
They were marked. It wasn't the Kane Sterling situation at all.
He took it too far left, like.
Yeah, he just blasted it at the keeper. But I don't think it was Kane's. That's a harsh analysis if you're saying Kane and Sterling, because that was a clear sweat, like. Sweat is on FIFA 13. Like. McLean should be I'm seeing a lot of McLean hate here. I'm not going to pull it up because I don't like it one bit. I don't like it one bit. James McLean is finished. Give over, like.
Yeah, we're not biased on Ois Fan TV.
Yeah. As a Wigan fan, we're not biased. But like, no, because they're saying here, no one in the squad, if he's an option going forward. But James McLean was in the squad as a defender. He's supposed to be a left wing back in the squad, like, so he's not being brought in as an attacking option necessarily, like.
Yeah.
Like, Marcus Harness is competing with Ronan Curtis. If you can't get in ahead of Ronan Curtis, that's your problem. Like,
Curtis was actually not named on the subs tonight, and no one knows why. Yeah,
really, yeah.
He was left out, but I haven't seen anything yet. Shane Long tested positive today, yeah, but Curtis wasn't in the squad as well. But I must look at that after this. Yeah, just another point.
Yeah. Speaking of Chelsea, Connolly gets himself into prime goal scoring positions and then misses. He's like Werner.
True though. The chance in the first half as well. Like, I know we got the goal from the corner from it, but like, he's bearing down on goal. And if you're like an experienced, you just like take a touch, settle yourself and shoot. And he does it all the time. He just overruns it. If he played with his head up, like, just lift up your head, like, he'd be a good player. But he's just like, just runs and he's like, has his head down, just goes, like, just put your fucking head up, like. It's so frustrating to watch sometimes, like.
He doesn't even have the excuse of watching Love Island as like a distraction or anything. That's over, like, it's finished, like.
So poor, like. I knew there was a Love Island jibe coming in somewhere tonight, like. Oh my god. Conley, did you play well? You've not played badly. Really?
Yeah. Devastated isn't even the really.
Really?
That's right. That's right.
Did you miss that chance? Yeah. Really?
Oh, that's shocking. Because that doesn't deserve a like, guys. 23 people watching. Appreciate you all tuning in. If that doesn't deserve a like,
he's going home now. He's going home now to mind his ex-missus' dog.
They actually share a dog, don't they? As well? Like,
they share a dog, like. Oh, really?
Oh, brilliant.
Oh, God almighty.
So funny. Look. Devastated isn't even the word. Fantastic performance from the lads. Promising still with some of the lads selected there tonight. Trust the process, everyone. Big things are coming.
Yeah, put a comment. Great photo of him in Thailand there, if you can.
Which one, sorry?
Photo of him there in Thailand.
Yeah.
But
later on, like.
totally agree. It's just like these 2 games in it's 2 games in 3 days. So no, 4 days. Like, absolutely massive. 25,000 fans there. Both games. I don't know. Are you looking at 4 points or both games must wins? I'm just looking for 2 really good performances now, because like qualification at this stage, I'm not sure.
Well, dusted kippers and custard, look.
Yeah, like just 2 really good positive performances. A few goals, but we have to take each game as it comes. Like, nothing's guaranteed, and we saw that last March.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Ida and Conley look together up top. The pity that Conley's decision making was poor. Yeah, definitely. Back the lads, back Kenny, for sure, 100%. Against Azerbaijan, should we go the way Kenny played with the under-21s at the back, with the flat back 4 and attacking? That's that's the point I was going to make earlier on about possibly reverting back to that. It's really it's a big call. I'm not sure how he's going to approach it. It's a big decision to make, because I think he should go with a 4-2-3-1 or something like that, and get like Cullen and Malumbi in the 2 and McGrath in front of them. Maybe get Daryl Horgan involved. We don't have an awful lot of creativity, which is the only thing. Maybe try to get Troy Parrott involved. Possibly, it is tricky to know.
There is a slim possibility that Robinson and Alan Brown could return for the
that'd
game.
be huge. The two of them would be huge.
Maybe
two starters.
I felt tonight, like with the back five, all our creativity was coming from the wing backs. Like Doherty and Coleman were our two most creative players. Like, so personally, I'd stick with the back five.
It's just Azerbaijan though. Do we need it? Like,
but like, listen, we've said that before, and against like Luxembourg and all, we created fucking nothing. Like
that's what I'm saying. We take the back five against them. So like, would we? I don't know.
Stand corrected, Jesus. I don't know. Listen, I thought we played well against with the back five tonight, but as you said, Azerbaijan clearly like a team where we should be on the front foot for most of it.
It's tough. It is tough. Yeah, it's tough now because like Chelsea, for example, they play the back five against everyone, like no matter who they're playing against. So it is. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to know.
Yeah,
it's a tricky one. Thought Daryl Horgan could have done a better job instead of McLean. He would have ran the channels and got us up the pitch late on. We need to also a few long range shots to fuck lads. Daryl Horgan was someone I was expecting to come off the bench because he's been really good for Ireland whenever he's played, to be fair. But yeah, him and McLean, they would have done a fairly similar job. I don't think one over the other would have made too much of a difference, to be honest.
Yeah, and then also McLean has that kind of experience playing left wing back, I think. So yes, he absolutely did get dusted for the second goal, but like,
could have been anyone. That
was just a bit of quality, fresh legs and a bit of quality from the Portugal man. Guedes, whatever his name is. But yeah, he should have. It kind of dived in a little bit, didn't he, or something? But there's one time, generally, Bernardo Silva, like we kept diving in. He did them like 3 times or something. Like he looks so.
Went to his left, went to his right, did it again. I think it was a great block from Egan or someone. But like
Egan or Coleman or something. I think
like 15 times that game, they'd have a shot on goal, a half a chance, and lads putting bodies on the line. Absolutely terrific stuff. Like really, you couldn't ask for what you literally couldn't have asked for anything more from the lads tonight.
No, absolutely not. Now they left everything on the pitch. And that's all you can really say. And I just really hope that that it's not like generally sometimes a result like that can just kill you. And I hope like the lads keep their heads held up, keep their heads held high, and they can kind of bring the spirit from that match into the Azerbaijan game. Because sometimes a result like that can just like send you for 6 and you're gone then, like mentally for the next fixture, because only a few days. But and that's the thing with a young team as well, they can do that. So hopefully we have the right types of characters with the likes of Coleman and stuff to keep the lads' heads up. Because realistically, I think we need to get something from this game if we wanted to have any chance of going through. It's looking slim now, but realistically, it's 6 points or it's done for completely anyway. Even we were talking earlier on in the group about Ronaldo's late goal in Serbia was ruled out and it ended up being a draw. That actually did us like badly because Serbia got a point from that game. So we're unlikely to get anything from Portugal now. I think they'll probably come flying against us at the Aviva.
Yeah, no, I think I don't know. It's going to be an interesting one. I think we'll have a better idea of how we're going to get on next Tuesday, seeing as how the team gets on. Is Azerbaijan. I think that's going to be a good tell because Azerbaijan aren't a team to be knocked. Like I think Portugal only won 1-0, and that was like a late Ronaldo goal again. Like, So I don't know. We'll see.
He's a prick, isn't he? He's an awful prick.
He's a god.
I don't know what broke my heart more, the last minute goal or him dodging Tony O'Donoghue, like shocking stuff.
Yeah, shocking character. It wasn't as bad as it made out to be now. I think he was just bouncing.
He definitely wasn't. Like.
Ball's got a good article out of it anyway.
Yeah. Jamie McGrath was also very composed tonight for his first start. Head up and round the legs off himself. He's well able to play at a high level in St. Mirren. Yeah, I think he was supposed to be going to Middlesbrough on deadline day and never went through. Because they brought in Conor Ronan as his replacement already. They had it like lined up. So they have both of them now. In the under 21s, Conor Ronan, good like number 10 player. But the McGrath deal didn't go through because he was rumoured to Wigan at one stage. He was rumoured to Middlesbrough, rumoured to Watford in the Premier League as well, and ended up staying at St Mirren, which is a bit of a shame.
Yeah, not to say that he might move in the winter. You never know.
I'd say he will. Yeah, if he keeps up that level of form, I think he scored 17 goals last season or something.
He's a baller.
I could see him getting a move. But
Liam's mate.
lads, the last word of the night. What do we want to say? We'll probably have stuff coming out ahead of the Azerbaijan game, like a lineup video, maybe a preview and a few bits and pieces for that. Maybe do something ahead of the Serbia game as well. But we have plenty of stuff. But just the last word on tonight's game, boys.
Griff.
Yeah, disappointing but positive. Yeah, I'm saying. Yeah, listen, there's a lot of positives to take, but listen, yeah, it's a bit of a stinker. I mean, just the way it ended. That referee, like the referee has fucking Ronaldo's
on
photo on his bedside table. Like honestly,
yeah.
How many likes that speak at?
I'll check now. Actually, that's my usual. 11. Jesus, Mr. Parody over here.
That's all right.
Yeah. Griff LOI, that's
more than my pieces getting it.
Not bad.
There you go, Griff LOI.
Yeah. I feel a lot better in the morning.
Yeah.
Bitterly, man, so sick, like so sick, but so much to be proud of. Literally couldn't have asked for any more from every single man in our shirt tonight. Lots of positives, young lads, heroic defending, our counter-attacking play, Ida, huge night for Bazunu as well. Lot to look forward to. Let's get behind the lads on Saturday.
Yeah, for sure. I pulled out that column before actually. The fancy kickabout. I think we might be doing a collab with them soon actually over on their channels. Make sure to go subscribe to them as well. Actually, a good bunch of lads to do football podcasts and stuff. So just go check them out. Just pulled it up there. I think we might be doing something with them over the weekend. But yeah, guys, thanks very much for tuning in. Please do drop a like on the stream if you did enjoy. As I was saying, like we're going to have a lot of stuff coming ahead of the Azerbaijan game on Saturday. Are both of you going into that?
No, I'm going Tuesday.
I'm going Tuesday as well, yeah.
Going with Gainer.
So, with Gainer, nice. I think I'm going with Tuesday. A few points before.
Yeah.
I'll be having points, but it's not with you lads anyway.
Nice.
I'll give you a ring.
I'll give you a ring. What happened to your phone?
I was just too busy shagging boards when I forgot. You're still alive.
I was gonna say, like, do you just want to go for food or something? I was like, oh, no, I'm still alive. Like, make plans.
But yeah, class. Enjoyed that, lads. It's actually nice just to kind of just rant and chat about it and get a few bits off the chest. But really do appreciate you all tuning in. As I said, do drop a like; it helps us out a lot, and do subscribe if you haven't done so already. And yeah, we'll catch you in a bit.